This is Henry Cobb with yet another of the fantasy trip exercises, and this time I'm going to redo the scenario I had before of we just used melee to do wolves versus fighters, but now I'm going to use the fantasy trip rules, and I'm adding an additional wrinkle that this is all happening in the snow, so that the humans encounter fallen body type of obstacles for each hex, while the wolves are at no particular penalty. And because this is a full fantasy trip, armor actually does have weight, so you're not going to find a strength 9 fighter who's carrying many weapons with plate armor. So what I did is I went to my squad generator here, and I just said, hey, give me some bandits in the woods and 4 standard wolves, and off we go. So first turn, the wolves are purple for initiative. The humans are green. No particular tactics. All right, the wolves tell the humans to go first. And let's see. Is there a better placement that the humans could be? All right, well, I suggested a turn in here might be advantageous. So we're all going to turn to face this and hope the guy behind covers the rear. So these guys can move up to 7, 1, 2, 6, 7 to there. Oops. 7 to there. All right. And we'll both hit this guy. All right. The wolves at Dex 14 would have the first attack anyway in this circumstance, while the humans are a -2 for the heavy snowfall around them. So the wolves, and now the wolves are going to strike first here, and I guess take out this bow woman. So they both have side attacks. Let's see. No, these guys are going to take out the melee guys that they got the rears on. So that's 18 or less, which is actually just 15 or less. So here we go. Brown against this the first one here, who has a saber and dagger, and that's a hit. Oops. For 1 die plus 1. 6 points, and he's got no particular defense there. All right, and now Coco here against the hammer user. That's also a hit. And the hammer user has got cloth armor here. That's going to take 1 point off. So it's 1 plus 1, 1 die plus 1, -1, or just a straight die. Ooh, another 6 points. And now these two in front, gray here, against the saber user, is a hit. For 2 points, which is a fall over. And now Ruby here is going to go into hand-to-hand at this point and attack at a hand-to-hand. 10 is a hit for 7 points. All right, and yep, in particular, all right, that takes him completely out of the fight. So, kathunk. All right, the humans have nothing else at this turn. The next turn, the animals are purple again. and tell the humans to move first. Alright, this guy, his best move is just to turn around like that. Hope for the best. I'm going to pin this guy with that and turn around to face this for last shot missile attack. Alright, note that one hex step, I'll fallen body hex, has got no particular penalty. Alright, so, and the wolves here, I agree with the house rule that when a four-legged creature goes into hand-to-hand, they're not really going down the ground, they're fighting the one who's on the ground. So he's just going to shift one to there to get out of that rear hex. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for a rear hex there. Alright. And let's see, this guy. And these, yeah, the other two are kind of stuck there, and that I had no particular problem with their situation. So gray here behind the hammer and Cestus user. Alright, that's definitely a hit from the rear. And, yep, no armor. That's 6 points. He'll be at a additional -2 on his turn. Alright, and now Ruby here behind the bowwoman, who's got a cloth armor. That's a hit. For 1 plus 1 minus 1 is 1 point. And now, yeah, they're still in the lead here. So, they're going to try to finish off the bowwoman here before she gets a shot. So here we go. Brown against her. Ooh, 4 is a double damage hit. For 2, doubled is 4, minus 1 is 3. And Coco. Also hits for only 2 points. That's enough to get her a dex minus. Alright, so the, let's see, what do we got here? We got a dex of 13 on the bowwoman. She's -2 for being in the snow, and then -2 for shock. So she's 9 or less, and she's going to do Coco here. And it's a miss. And at this point, she drops the bow just to keep track of things. She can't reload it, obviously. Alright. Next, we have Hammer and Cestus here, who's got a side hex. So that's 12 minus 2 for shock is 10, minus 2 for the snow is 8, and then plus 2 for the side is 10 or less. Ooh, that's a hit with his hammer. For 6 points, and it's got fur of 1, so that's 5 points on Coco here, which will be a dex adjustment for him on his next action. I need counters for that to keep track of all this. And now, finally, we have the axe guy here. War axe and small shield. And he's going to try to finish off Coco, I guess. That will free up the maximum. Yeah, he doesn't have sight on anyone, so it's a pitiful, pitiful chance. Nope. No good at all. Alright. Next turn. Initiative. The humans have it and tell the wolves to go first. Alright, that guy's pinned, that guy's pinned. The wolves are fairly happy with their current setup. Alright. I'm gonna draw a hammer. Now her turn, I guess. Alright, so this guy is going to turn like that. And everyone else is kind of stuck. I guess. Alright, so the first strikers are the side guys onto the bowwoman. So Coco here, well, no, Coco, alright, brown first at base dex, and with a 15 is a miss. And Coco is -2 for shock. 11, 12, 13, miss also. But he's got a side. The side hex occurs in both of these. So brown's hit. 3 points. -1 for the armor is 2. And Coco. 7, 6. Alright, so that takes her out completely. Alright, Ruby is going to have no target here. So next up is Gray, who hits. And now he's up against a Cestus, which is going to take 1 off his damage. So, 3 points of damage. Alright, he's woozy, but he's still in there. So, now on to Coco here with the War Axe. That is 12, which is a clear miss. And the hammer here against Gray. 7 is, I believe, well, let's see, he's minus 5 for all his modifiers, and he's got yep, that's a hit. For 1 die plus 1. 5 points, 4 pass armor onto Gray. Not enough for a reaction. Alright, next turn. The animals tell the humans to move first. This is a toughie. The humans, I guess, are gonna keep to their current locations. Shift. 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 And let's see, 1, 2 to there. Alright, the humans have the humans have got the wolves behind them. Well, alright, so Ruby from the Weir. That's a hit. For 5 points on the Cestus guy. Takes him out. Alright, and now brown. 14 is, yep, no particular disadvantage there. Oh, and especially with a side. For 7 points on the War Axe. Yeah, that takes him out. All the humans are eliminated. That was a really, really quick battle. So I will have to readjust it next time, and I'll see you then.